Hello America, my name is William Garlington and welcome to conservativesviewpoint.com. If you've been following this site for the last 7 weeks, you know that our mission is to eliminate liberalism within America. We want to destroy it, and we want to destroy it within 2012 if that's possible. We feel if we do not destroy it, we can bruise it. But our mission is to help educate, help inform as many Americans as we can with the expansion and the protection of conservative values within this country while we try to destroy and eliminate liberalism. This week, which is our 7th week, our 32nd show, Tuesday, January the 4th, 2011. And we're talking about evilness within America. And the question that we're talking about is war of any kind good? Is war of any kind good? And we feel here at the point, and that's what we're known as now, the point, we feel it is good because we feel evil needs to be handled and destroyed. And then we feel liberalism is all about evil, okay? And we talked about that yesterday. So if you missed the show, you can go to my archives, which is on the website, conservativesviewpoint.com. You can go see all 31 shows and get a flavor of what we tried to talk about. And we want you to go out there and educate as many Americans as we can. Bring them to this site, educate them. And how you educate those people is once they go to the site, you too, that's listening to my voice, you need to arm yourself with Battle 2010, Liberals versus Conservatives. They are available now up until the end of February. Then they're going away. $7.95 for the singleton, $12.95 for the set. Information of the top 54 liberals, 54 conservatives, Limbaugh, Beck, Hannity, Bush. We've got Obama, we've got Pelosi, we've got the Clintons on these cards. So take a look at it. And again, monies go to charity. Take a look at it. And then also at the website. You can only get these at the website. You cannot get these on Amazon. Our United States Presidents and the Great Divide deals with conflict and resolution. Again, monies go to charity. We're talking about today, the title of this episode is War on Terrorists, or War on Terrorism within America. Again, yesterday we talked about the overview of evilness within America. We defined evil. We put a label on evilness, and that is liberalism. And let me just tell you the quick definition of evilness. You ought to go to my website and take a look at it, but I'll give you a heads up here. Evil is the intention of causing harm or destruction. Okay. And also, it's immoral, causes pain and harm. Okay, that's the definition of evil. Now, how are we going to define terrorists or terrorism? Let's first start with a bully. What is the definition of a bully? I picked some keywords here. Bully, strong-armed, browbeat, intimidating, threatening. We've also got coercion. That's a bully, okay? Now, what's the definition of a terrorist or terrorism? The calculated use of violence against civilians in order to attain goals that are either political or religious in nature. That's what a terrorist is on the Wikipedia. And then we also have another one. Terrorist is the coercion and the intimidation of those types of people. So that is the definition of a bully, and that is the definition of a terrorist. And my nephew is going to school to be a brain surgeon, but it doesn't take a brain surgeon or anybody to know that a terrorist and a bully is evil. Thus, a terrorist and a bully is evil, and that we need to destroy evil. And we talked about yesterday's show is God, does he promote the destruction of evilness? And we came up with certain things within the text of the Bible, and I'm going to add some more about if God wants you and I to destroy evil. And here in Revelations 12, chapter 7, and there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, which was the devil, and the dragon and his angels fought back. Okay, now, and this is what a human being is saying in his website from this passage that I just read. If God is a warrior and his angels are also warriors and fight with him, what about Jesus Christ? Scripture reveals that he is also a warrior. The warfare he waged while completing his earthly ministry was spiritual and mental. But he cast out evil spirits, stood against the evil rulers of his day, and helped people in every way he could. That is what this particular website, this particular program is all about. I am not even comparing myself to Jesus Christ. So you liberals out there, or you naysayers that want to email me that I am, you're totally wrong. But what we're doing and what we want Americans to do is fight against the evilness, the aspersions upon a free nation, or supposedly free. And I don't believe that I feel free in my own country. Not when a country can tax anytime they want to, whether it be death tax, inheritance tax, whether it be income tax, state, local, property, whatever the case may be, and then tell me that if I don't get universal health care, I may be put in prison. These are things that are evil, and they come from the liberal side and the democratic side of the country. So let me grab another couple of points I wanted to make. Okay, Psalm 144, 1 and 2. Praise be the Lord, my rock, who trains my hands for war, my fingers for battle. Okay, what this means, people, we are not, you and I are going out there and kill anybody with our guns and so forth. We're not into murder. However, we can destroy evil a couple of ways. Arming yourself with Battle 2010, getting educated. When you're there with Aunt Sue and Uncle John, talk about, politics without getting in a fight. You don't have to fight when you talk about politics, especially if you have the facts, and especially if you're telling the other person, I am not trying to change your mind, I'm trying to open your mind for you to make that decision, because we're not here to intimidate anybody. We're here to open your mind, liberals. Come back, send me emails like you've been doing, great. But if you open your mind and have a discussion, maybe together you can see that liberalism is like bondage and slavery. And we're not about being bonded up and enslaved. Lastly, it is important to remember just a few hours before Jesus Christ was arrested, he said to all of his apostles, quote, if you don't have a sword, sell your cloak and buy one. Luke 22, chapter 36. But then he told Peter, while he was being arrested, all who draw the sword will die by the sword. Matthew 26:52. What that means in a nutshell, because I'm not going to read it. I read it, so I'm going to explain it to you. Jesus was telling his apostles to arm themselves with the facts, with the word, to go out there and destroy evil. On the other hand, by drawing a sword. On the other hand, do not draw the sword physically and protect Jesus, because in the day, it was immoral for Jesus Christ to be arrested. However, it was not unjust, because the law of the day back then was justified in arresting Jesus. So if Peter would have taken his sword, broke Jesus out, and they fled, Peter would have been violating the law. So that's what Jesus was saying to Peter. Okay. Now, terrorists. We're not bigots. We're not prejudiced. We're not, but a fact is a fact is a fact is a fact. We don't hate Muslims. We don't hate anybody here at the point. But in today's, since 9/11, Muslims are people that look like this. But a Muslim or a terrorist or somebody that's evil could be anybody. That's why we need to follow the word, and that's why we need to have discussions. But if you know somebody that's in office, who would be that? Who would be that person? Barack Hussein Obama, who is a liberal, who is shredding this country to bits and pieces, who doesn't give a rat's patoot about America, because he wants to give handouts to every Tom, Dick, and Harry so he can spread the entitlement programs like universal health care so that he can get his power, keep his power, so that he could keep the chains and the bondage and the slaves, you know, like you and I, in check. This guy, this cat, and his clowns of lieutenants like Pelosi, Reid, Clinton, Geithner, Rahm Emanuel, all those clowns, they're the lieutenants of this cat because a liberal is associated with the Democratic Party. So if you bump into a Democrat, assume or presume that that person's a liberal. And if he is, educate them if they don't know better. And if they are educated, challenge these people, vote them out of office, boycott their businesses. Don't go see David Letterman if you got free tickets, or Oprah Winfrey, or buy Warren Buffett or George Soros' products. Come on, people. You're just feeding those cats pocketbooks so they can keep the power base onto you cats, okay? And this man's not sorry. Barack Obama has nothing to be sorry for because the cat made it already. All right, so we're in war, and who is the people? Well, it's the people over in Iraq and North Korea and Afghanistan. Those are the people. But you know what? They're in MSNBC, okay? These are some called terrorists, in my opinion. CNN. These libs out there, they got crappy ratings. Eventually, someone's going to get it. But if we find out here at the point, and if anybody knows that these programs are being funded by the federal government, let us know, let Limbaugh know, let Beck know, let somebody know, because you know what? The federal government giving away monies to these corporations who are lining those pockets are basically raping, stealing from us, which is evil. Because this man, this great man, was about destroying evil. I've just explained it. And we are not going to let up when it comes to terrorists. We are not going to be let up when it comes to bullying. But you, America, just can't sit there and say, oh, Bill looks great on television and we're just going to, like this. No. Get out there, change the vote, get a deck or two, tell your friends, tell your family members, talk about politics, talk about conservatives. And again, you liberals out there, if you don't know what's going on, open your heart and your mind. And your moderates, pick a side. Don't stay in the middle because you're going to get run over by a bus. Because it's conservative. Conservative is the real thing. And I know I'm long-winded and out of time. So until tomorrow, America, God bless you. God bless your kids. Hug a conservative. Teach a liberal. Good night.